Hi everybody, my name is Jeff Laws. I'm a senior from Linfield College, and I'm an intern with Ken. And we actually have 5 other interns here tonight, not all from Linfield, but they're over here. Give them a little wave, give them a little clap. We're also very thankful for all the work that the interns do for us and all the volunteers, all of you folks, and all these people that show up to support Ken and his great campaign that he's got going here. But what a lot of people don't know is he has a couple of celebrity supporters, and he asked them to come out to talk to us today. So the first one is going to be our 43rd, and if I do say so myself, maybe best president we've ever had. Hello. This is number 43. I was there around when all the worst stuff was happening. And when my wife first told me about Ken Moore, I said, darling, I fixed the washing machine last week. It's your turn to do it. They said I was going to be speaking in Washington. I showed up at D.C. and I was like, hello? Either way, we brought a couple of folks to see you tonight. Another person will be me. Wow, this is wonderful to see all these beautiful, gorgeous people out here tonight. Yeah, to support Ken, my favorite friend. Many of you don't know is that actually this year I'm running for president. So, as you know, the party doesn't start until I walk in. I've got a fever, you see. My only prescription is Ken Moore and cowbell. Now, my fellow Americans, no, hold the applause for just 1 second. This is the President of the United States. I've come here to talk to you about a couple of the problems that we face in this great nation. Now, these are real problems. Ever since that guy over there's No Child Left Behind, we haven't had any chance for the children of our nation to grow up. Now, these things, education, small businesses, things that Ken stands for, these are important. These are important things. So I've been rather busy lately. I've been trying to appoint somebody to take the place of Antonin Scalia. It's been a long road. But then Michelle came to me and said, you've got to meet this guy. He is a stand-up guy. He's a character. So, therefore, I, the president, am officially endorsing Ken Moore for House District 24.
Find Jeff. Let's give him another hand. In addition to having the honor and the pleasure of welcoming you tonight, I get to introduce someone who I have been bending her ear for days, and she's still been really sweet to me. And her name is Representative Alyssa Kinney-Geyer from Northeast Portland. Please welcome her to Washington County. We're so happy to have you tonight.
Okay, well, thank you. It is hard to follow the opening act, I must say. I see a lot of impressions in Salem, but that really takes the cake. And I can't tell you how happy I am to be in Washington County and not in Salem right now. It's been a really hard, as Katie knows, first Katie.
Right here.
You know, Katie Riley knows. It's hard. Her husband is still down there right now, but it's the reason why we need more really good people down there. And I am really honored to be the one to introduce Ken Moore, whom I met actually through Christy. Is Christy here?
Nope.
So he was a founding board member of the Shadow Project, and that is how I know Christy was through the Shadow Project when I was the foundation director for the Hannah Anderson Children's Foundation. And I know that people that work on children's issues, as Katie does, and many of you in this room, I think if you care about those kind of things so deeply, as I know that Ken does, that's kind of like, okay, I like that person immediately. And then I got to know him better and better through his last campaign, and I was so impressed with how Ken did his campaign. I started to learn about CWASH, can't remember what that stands for.
Cold weather sheltering for homeless people.
Okay, so that's a really big issue. I'm chair of Human Services and Housing. I've been working a lot on housing issues, and I know how deeply committed you are to that. I know that you're an ambassador with the Chamber of Commerce. I mean, you're gonna have to say some of all the hats you wear, because you wear a lot, and I'm worried about missing any. But I just want to say that when I joined your campaign and went out there and knocked on doors, there were so many people that came to help as volunteers, and some of them actually knew Jim Widener. One of them, I think, had babysat for Jim Widener when he was little and was a Republican, but said, first of all, how disappointed they were in him as a representative, and I don't want to go too negative here, but I do serve on the health committee with him, so he's gone a lot of the time. He doesn't represent his district well. But more than that, it's not about him not fulfilling, I think, a good representation role for this district, but it's really about what a phenomenal candidate we have here. And so going out and knocking on doors with you and seeing the incredible reception that you had there with people that were just getting to know you. One of the things that I loved about Ken was he had materials done off of the, not any fancy print brochures. Maybe we'll be able to help and get it a little spiffier this time, but I actually loved that it was coming off of the garage, the printer in the garage, and on very simple paper, and that it was translated into Spanish so that we could, when we hit a door that were Spanish-speaking people, that he would really communicate. And that, to me, and we know that Latino voters tend to not vote in as great numbers, but it was really important to you to reach out to every voter. So I really love that. And then one of the days I was out there, he was at a soccer tournament, because he knew a lot of Latino families would be at the soccer tournament, and he was going up and talking to families. I thought that was great. And then wanting to put things on the radio. I mean, I just think the kind of outreach, to me, showed what kind of character Ken has, and that's the kind of colleague that I would really like to work with in the legislature. So I am beyond excited that he has continued running ever since, and I think he's really got Jim scared. He's not filed yet for re-election, and that's I think he's running scared. Who knows what will happen? But I think that we have a very, very, very good chance of getting Ken past the finish line this time if we all stay really committed. It's, the numbers are not necessarily in his favor, and so that means we need the added effort, but it's absolutely doable this time with all the work that he's put in and all the work that so many of you put in. So I'm really delighted to introduce Ken Moore.
Thank you, Alyssa. It's been great to have her support and her example as a legislator and as a person. It's been inspiring and encouraging and energizing for me. Thank you. Very real support, knocking on doors and coming out, rallying my troops. We had a great canvas that she kicked off for us last time, and it was just wonderful. And a lot of other very material support as well. I would just say thank you.
I want to add that I put more money into his campaign than anyone else's. That shows how much I value it.
That's what I was talking about. We have a lot of elected officials here tonight, and I would like to just acknowledge them as I go around the room and scan. Joe Gallegos, where are you? Over here. Joe. Next to you, Kyle, our city councilor in Hillsborough, and his wife, Lisa. Thank you for being here. Lisa on the school board. Thank you. Help me out. I need reminding. Ken Helm. Ken, thank you for being here.
Ken's a good campaign name.
Thank you, and we'll hear a lot more from the Radovakian, but where are you, Brad? Thank you for being here.
Right back.
There you go, there you go. Who have I missed? Chuck Riley wanted to be here, the Senate ran late, and Lisa is here, thank you. It is good to be here with you. House District 24. What a pain in the ass for Washington County Democrats. The redistricting of 2010 still is a sore spot. And when I knock doors in Washington County, a common response is, well, if I can't vote for Ben Unger, I'm not going to vote at all. So I apologize, yes ma'am, I'm sorry I'm not Ben Unger, but I am a Democrat. And yes, that redistricting took your Democratic representation away from you, but this is the year you're going to get that back. Just a little bit about me. I am in Oregon because a company hired me out of engineering school, a company you've probably heard of, Intel. And yes, and while I was working for Intel, I built a house in the woods out a few miles outside of Yamhill off a gravel road, and raised 3 kids in it. One of them I'd like to introduce right now, Mary. Where are you? Mary, Rebecca. Jed, Eli, and Mary. We took the trees from the house site, sawed up the lumber, and built the house out of that. And all the kids graduated from Yamhill Carleton High School. One's a duck, one's a beaver, and Mary's an Athena, right? That's, who can name that school? Scripps. Scripps, very good, very good. So now currently I'm a Yamhill Planning Commissioner, and I'm the talk show host of a cable TV show called Local Matters with Ken Moore. It's been an opportunity for me to interview local leaders and for the community, for me to get to know the community better and for the community to get to know me. I've been able to put those campaign posters, well, excuse me, they're not campaign posters. They look like it. Local Matters with Ken Moore is all over town, and people have started to make that connection. So that's been a great thing for me. So, life is good. So why am I running for office? I'm running because I'm passionate about 3 things. About student access to excellent education, about business access to good transportation, and about working people's access to affordable housing. Do a little visualization with me here for a moment. Let's just visualize a school bus. School bus pulls up, doors open, kids start to go up the stairs, and on those stairs is written, reach your potential. The kids are going up those stairs. The kids are thinking, I like school. And the parents behind the teachers are thinking, it doesn't matter who their child is. The first boy maybe has learning disabilities. The girl doesn't speak English very well. The third child is gifted. All those parents know that their child's teacher has the resources and the mission to help their child reach their potential. That's a vision that must be made into a reality, and I will work to do that. Go with me again, a vision of an on-ramp. Let's make it that on-ramp out at Glencoe Road on 26 East. And on that on-ramp is a truck full of lumber from Stimson Mill. It's headed to who knows where, but the driver is knows that he or she won't have to fight for every mile to get wherever they're going. Imagine the scheduler has actually decreased the transit time, estimated transit time for that load, and the CEO of the company is scrapping the plans to move their manufacturing closer to I-5, access to I-5. We must act before our economy is stuck in traffic, and I will be a champion of effective transportation legislation. Vision number 3, a front door. The front door, it's being unlocked by Terry. Terry just got home, and Terry's commute has been short because Terry's job, she has affordable housing near her job. She walks in, she hasn't had to fight for miles, spend gas, be stressed, have her precious time wasted on the road because she doesn't have to live in Lafayette or Sheridan to work in Hillsborough. So many of us we're playing leapfrog. We commute out to live somewhere cheaper. Social and economic justice demands that working people are not zoned out of a place to live. And I will fight for affordable housing. A school bus, an on-ramp, and a front door. These are symbols of my mission to Salem. Being here tonight, I feel that you have picked me up on your shoulders, and you are saying to the rest of the district, this is the candidate that we want to be our representative. It's humbling and it's energizing. And with that energy, we will make House District 24 blue in 2016. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce a friend of mine. A friend, we don't hang out that much except at political rallies, but what's a friend? A friend is someone that shows up. And this is not the first time that Brad Avakian has showed up for me in my campaign. McMinnville has been a stop of his often, and now bringing this to Washington County, it's just another compliment from him and another vote of confidence that I very much appreciate. Now, Brad, maybe you know a little bit about him, but let me just tell you something you may not know. He got his start. How did he get his start in politics? Budget cuts took away the music and art program from this kid's school, his high school. So, you know, Brad, you don't want to tangle with Brad. So he goes out and organizes parents, community members, teachers, and saves the music program for his school. So from there, he got his feet wet, maybe got an appetite, he was successful, became a legislator, and now our Commissioner of Labor. And a candidate for the Secretary of State, I give you the incomparable, incomparable Brad Avakian.
Ken thinks I keep going out to McMinnville because I like him and want him to get elected. The truth is he's got the best volunteers you could find anywhere in the world. Spending an evening with all of you is fantastic. But Ken, I just got to say, they're very nice of you, but you're not supposed to introduce me at these things. Ken is the guy, and he is coming in right at the right time for a progressive champion in Washington and Yamhill County. The timing is perfect for him. The time is perfect for us to make something happen this time around, and I'm just so pleased that you picked it up again, Ken, and started hitting the doors. This is going to be a great year for you and a great year for us. Alyssa, Ken Helm, and Joe, they don't need just another vote down there in Salem. We don't need just another Democrat down there in Salem, though we want as many as we can get.
Yes.
What we need is we need progressives. We need folks that don't want to go down there just to get the votes done and make the deals and move things along. We need folks that understand what their communities need, that what it means to be a child sitting in a classroom of 50 kids with one teacher and no teacher's aide, without a PE class or a shop class or a music class anymore, We need that understands that when you've got young people living in cars in Washington and Yamhill County because they don't have a place to live, or a family who just had their breadwinner laid off and is doing the same, that understands humanity. There's a reason that I come out to McMinnville, in addition to all of you. It's because Ken is the kind of person with the intellect, with the driven ability to work hard, with the kind of compassion for human beings that we want making decisions for us in Salem. We've got some of the best progressive Democrats serving right out of our counties right here. But I'm telling you, they need Ken Moore down there with them.
Yeah.
Now, he can knock on all the doors that he wants in the next year, and it isn't going to be enough. He needs us behind him. And we're going to win this race, not just by the donations that you'll all make tonight, but we're going to win this race because we're going to get behind him volunteering. We need folks that are going to go out and put up the lawn signs when it's time. They're going to get on the phones when it's time. They're going to go out and knock on doors when it's time, because the way you win a house race is by building relationships with people in your community so they get to know Ken. Now, Ellie, are you close by? Ellie's going to come on up. Ellie is the field director on this campaign. I don't want a single one of you to leave this room tonight without meeting Ellie, putting your name and your phone number and your address on whatever sheet she's got out there, and by spending time helping Ken build the relationships in this community that he needs. Ellie, why don't you tell him a little bit about the field campaign?
Hi, everyone. I see some familiar faces, but I see a lot of faces that I don't recognize. And so, like you said, it's my goal to meet each and every one of you and to build a relationship with you and find how you can fit into this campaign and what volunteering looks like for you and how that's going to work best for you. We have already been phone calling for the past 2 months. We have already knocked doors in Washington County. Volunteer canvassing operations start April 1st here. That's happening really quickly. And so please come and talk to me. I'll just keep it brief. I want to meet you. But it's my job to make sure that you are volunteering in the way that you like and that you're having fun doing it. So come and tell me what that looks like. And I'm so lucky to work for Ken. So thank you.
Well, Ken's lucky to have you. And Jeff, where are you? Jeff? Okay, Jeff, the fantastic intern who is evidently got a split personality of at least 3, but I'm sure there's more in there too. He's standing by the door. You've got envelopes out there. We're going to raise a little bit of money for Ken. We've got a basket. We're going to put him in the basket there. I understand that Jeff does a very mean Jack Nicholson too, standing by the door there. So, you know, nobody leaves the room without putting something in the envelope, I suppose. Is that right?
He's the reverse bouncer.
The reverse bouncer. We're going to do everything we can on the doors to get the word out about Ken. But the truth is, he's got to pay these fantastic staff. The labor commissioner in Oregon, I understand, pays very close attention to make sure everybody's getting a fair wage. And you're all going to help make sure that happens on this campaign. And we have got to get Ken's progressive message out. His district is ready for a progressive message. And when folks hear it, it's not only going to help him build relationships, but it's going to get him the votes. But we've got to be able to pay for the materials that get that message out to the voters. If we chip in with our time, if we chip in with our money, Ken is going to win this race. He is going to win it. If we don't, it is going to be a struggle. We know that. So we need every single one of you to chip in whatever amount you can. Does anybody have a pen? I need a pen. Somebody give me a pen. Who's got the pen? Ken's got the pen. That's the way it's going to be on the House floor next year. It's going to be, hey, we need a good argument. Ken's going to be at the microphone ready to go. Where are the envelopes? Do people have envelopes? All right, hand out the envelopes. This is the way we're going to start this. We want to raise $2,000 for Ken tonight. $2,000 is going to help him get his message out. I want somebody who is ready to give a donation. You don't even have to say what it is. I want somebody to come here and take the pen from my hand And when they do, I want the roof to come off this place because they're standing up to be a champion for Ken Moore. Who's going to make the first donation to Ken Moore? Susie, you're getting feet to the punch. She's got, she already filled it out. We got one more pen. Who's coming? Susie, take the pen. We don't even need it. Somebody come take the pen. I love it. Who else is out there? Karen Packer. Do it, Karen Packer. I love it. 2,000 bucks. That's what we want. We got another pen. I got another pen. Who needs to come up and write down an amount? It's Alyssa Kenny Geyer. Of course it is. Donating for Ken Moore. Who else? Let me see a hand. Who else is going to chip in for Ken tonight? We're going to go 60 more seconds. I want to see 5 more hands go up on who's going to help Ken tonight. John, you're helping Ken tonight. I love that. It's Ken Helm in the back. That's 2. 3 more donations. Carl coming up. Carl not only does the buttons, he's doing pens. The Riley family is taking off. Way to go. I need one more, and then we're going to finish up. Who's over here? Thank you. We've got it. Listen, everybody, keep giving. Go to the doors and knock. When Ken gets down to Salem, he's going to have our back. We need to have his back until November. Get out there and get it done for him.
Thank you. Oh, a couple of short ones?
Yes, we need to move it down a little bit, Susie.
What a pleasure to be here. I'm Susie Godsey. Let's hear it for IBEW Local 48. I'm Susie Godsey, chair of the Yamhill County Democrats, and I got to tell you, what a thrill it is to know. Oh, now you're patronizing me, sweetheart. Anyway, it's such a thrill to be involved in Ken's campaign, and I got to tell you, and I've been saying this for a year down in Yamhill County, my #1 priority as chair is to get that guy to Salem. And all of our people in Yamhill County feel the same way, including a lot of people on the other side of the aisle. That's what I'm hearing. So I'm delighted and so tickled to be back in Washington County with my friend.
We're the CCC.
We are? What's
the
that?
County Chairs Coalition. Remember?
Oh, I thought that was the support group for stressed out county chairs. I got to tell you, when Ken kicked off his campaign a couple of weeks ago, okay, brain freeze. Have pity on me, I'm old. What the hell is his name? Oh, Dave Gomberg. Yeah, Dave Gomberg came and talked to him. Like I'd never seen.
Representative Dave Gomberg.
Yes, Representative Dave Gomberg from District 10, who is a dear, dear friend
From the coast.
from the coast and a little tiny bit of Yamhill County. And toward the end of what he had to say, just took the roof off the place. What he said at the very end was, "We need more. We 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 need more." Okay, so quit clapping and grab your pens and write those checks. There you go.
Susie just taught me how to do that. And I said, you mean I can do it and I don't have cheerleaders outfit anything? Yeah, come on, let's do it. One other announcement we need to make to you is that there is a Capital Punch on sale tonight, and it is delicious. I've had it, and for every glass that you buy, made in honor of tonight's launch party, Clark's will donate $2 from every punch sold to Ken Moore's campaign. So the more we drink up, the more that goes in the Ken's campaign. Yeah. And I absolutely join Susie Washington County has other precincts in addition to Yamhill County, and I absolutely join her in saying we need more. It's Yamhill, Washington County. We're gonna send this guy to Salem. Please, let's get busy and do it. We can do it. We can do it.